Hi, this is Adam from Metal Wani, and we've come to the end of day 3 at Download 2017. It's quite a sad moment, but a happy one at least. The sun is out, which we can't believe it. And I'm here with Joel O Keefe of AIRBOURNE. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, mate. How are you?
I am bloody marvellous.
Look at you sitting in the sun.
It's great, isn't it?
It's not raining, there's no mud. It doesn't smell like urine and fucking poos everywhere. It just smells like fresh, beautiful air. It's great.
It does, doesn't it? English countryside.
It does.
I bet you've never seen it, have you?
Oh, well, no. And usually we come here, like I said, usually it's raining and it's not today.
And you've played here on a couple of occasions now. What's it like to come back to Download? Does it always meet your expectations?
It always does, mate. It's always, that patch of grass where some of the greatest heavy metal and hard rock and roll acts of our time, and rock and roll acts like fucking Slade, have bled their blood here. Like there's blood in these grounds, there's sweat in these grounds, and it's just great to be a part, play on that.
And we've seen a fair few moments of your performances here over the years. Have you got anything in particular that you remember to think that was really funny?
Today we had a kangaroo jump on stage, a fan dressed as a kangaroo, and he was given the security hell, and I just said, hey, listen, if you're going to jump around up here, let's go jump around out there in the crowd. So I just jumped on his shoulders, put my bollocks on his shoulders this time, and then we went and did a solo out in the crowd. It was great.
It's amazing. Things like that you just never forget, do you?
Yeah, it'll be on YouTube for sure.
Some stupid moments, they're always there for posterity.
It's always a good times.
It is. Speaking of touring, you're back in Europe promoting your latest album, Breaking Out of Hell. I caught the show in Birmingham earlier this year, and it was like a real proper rock and roll party.
Yep.
Is that kind of your ethos, the band, your mantra, just to go out there and party?
It is. Well, we're a working class band, so we get out there, and the thing is, we've got to get out there and we've got to do a good job. We're not out here to have a day off. You're out here to fuck around, but when it comes time to do the rock and roll gigs, no fucking around. We're out there to fucking serious. We're out here to give you the best of every ounce of energy we got. No one goes on stage drunk or like a dribbling mess or anything like that, because we want to get out there. You've paid your money, and fucking we only come around every now and then. We want to fucking really give you a good time to the point where you just forget about all those bullshitty things in life, for 90 minutes or whatever. You just forget about that, and then you just have a great time, and then when you leave you go, oh fuck, it was a great time. You wake up the next day, your ears are ringing, you've got a bit of a sore head, you've had a few beers.
Mine certainly were last time.
Yeah, and then if it's back to the grind, it's back to the grind, but at least we took you out of that for a bit.
And it's an amazing thing. Just a side question off the list here, what made you choose the Terminator music as your intro?
Ryan and I, and I've always loved Terminator. And really loved Terminator 2 particularly, because it was when we were kids. There was the song "You Could Be Mine" with the Terminator thing, and having Arnie, gunners playing was always tough as, and we were just like, we need intro music, and there was always this band used this and this band used that. We said, well, Metallica have got the coolest one. Out of the good, the bad, the ugly. We need something that's obscure, but not. Metallica are like 20 years older than us, so we need something that's from our era when we grew up. And we were like, well, very 1991 Terminator 2. That was our era. We're like, Terminator 2 is tough as. Yeah. Let's use that, and so we do. And everyone knows when they hear it, like, oh shit, something's coming. Terminator's coming.
Absolutely, and it just builds the extra drama.
Yeah,
and the one thing I do love about your shows is that it's just no bullshit, no nonsense.
Yep.
It's straight up rock and roll.
Yep.
In your face.
It's like the ingredients to your favourite beer. Why fuck with it,
Yeah, exactly. Are you guys doing some more writing recently?
We've been writing on the road, just a few things here and there, but basically this tour will take us out till the end of next month. Then we're back home, and then we're quickly for a little break, and then it's like off to South America for the first time. And then over to Europe, back here in the UK, and then just writing as we go. But then it's on to the next album.
Is that how you guys work? Because you always seem to be on the road. Is that the best place for you to work?
It is, especially when you're playing shows as regularly as we do. You gauge the crowd, the energy, and you get inspired.
And recently, last time I did an AIRBOURNE interview, I spoke to Dave Rhodes, and recently departed, and quite a brave and bold move from Dave, and I think we have to mention this, that you guys always knew that this was coming at some point.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, people sometimes, you know, they might misconceive what it's like to be in a touring band. They might think it's all private jets and it's really glamorous, and it's absolutely not. When you're a working class rock and roll band, it's not like that. And the road, I mean, you just got to look at the long line of musicians over the years that, you know, have either passed away or for whatever reason, you know, like, the road can be one of the darkest and loneliest places. And I'm not saying, you know, with David, I know that, you know, he was having a hard time out on the road, but he loved the fans, though, loved playing. So now he's back on the farm and he's happy as hell. You know, he's finally, you know, he's happy again.
He's fulfilling his promise to his parents.
Yeah,
as well, I guess.
And that's right. He's promised to his parents. He's got to work. He's doing the farm, and he was just like, you know, he just was like, we said, no, man, it's all good. You know, you got to do what you got to do. You get one life. You know, we've done this for how many years now? People forget how long we've been going. You know, you got to go to the farm and do that. And Harry, being an old mate of ours, a drinking buddy, you know, and always talking about guitars. We're always talking about guitars and tones and just all bullshit of, you know, rock and roll stuff. And to turn around to him and we literally just turned around and said, Ryan, I went down to the pub and went, hey, Harry, got some news for you, mate. This is what's going on. And then that's when, like, you're not a bad guitarist, what do you reckon? And he was just like, fuck, you know. So it was, you know, away we go.
And how's he settling in?
He's great. You know, every gig he's a bit hard on himself. You know, he's like, all right, I'm going to do. He wants to do better with this and that, but he's rocking out there, and the fans are loving him. We've had a few comments coming back saying, "Oh, Harry's great, we love him." You know, onwards and upwards. You know, and all the best to Rhodesy. You know, so it's
That's brilliant. I'm so pleased for you guys, because it's obviously a very strong knit community, brotherhood, Airborne.
Yep.
And to lose a member is one of the toughest things in any band, I guess. But to gain someone who's also a brother, it's got to be.
That's the thing, and when Rhodesy first told us, the first thing, thinking about Rhodesy, the first thing when he told us was, you know, Ryan, Strudy, and myself, we just said, right, who's a mate? Who's a mate? And because that's how it was in the beginning, and we went with mates first. Didn't even think about musicianship, and then it immediately dawned on me, oh fuck, he's already in a band. Like, you know, this works. You know,
and that's the way it has to be.
It has to be that way, because in this rock and roll circus that we're in, sometimes you get left at airports, sometimes you get stuck on a bus for just 3 days on end, just driving, playing the darkest, shittiest places in the world. You know, the shit can hit the fan, and if you're not there with your mates, if we get caught in a fucking war zone, like we've been to Russia a bunch of times when the Crimea was happening, you know, you got to be there, and your crew is the same. It's a family, so when you bring someone into your family, a mate is someone who stands by you in a trench. You know, when the shit's fucking coming at you, you need that guy right there, and Harry's that guy. You know, we had there was a fight at McDonald's. We were in the drive-through one night before Harry was in the band. You know, Ryan said something to someone, and someone said something to him, and Ryan got out of the car, and we got out of the car, and then Harry was right there, had the guy by the throat, throwing him over the fucking, you know, the thing you're saying, oh, can I please get a quarter pounder and a cheese? He was fucking had the guy thrown over him. So, you know, there's just little things like that where you go, mateship.
Well, when people have got your back, those are the people you need to cherish and look after.
And that's who you want to write songs with.
Absolutely.
Yep.
No, nothing better.
Yeah.
You know what? Thank you so much for joining us.
No worries.
It's
Absolute pleasure.
Great to finally meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you too.
Nice to have your testicles on my shoulder.
Yes, very true. And oi, India, we're coming soon. Fucking keep the rock and roll flame alive out there, and we'll see you soon.
Superb. Thank you.